You know, politics can sometimes feel like a heavyweight boxing match. You've got two contenders in the ring, gloves on, staring each other down. In one corner, the seasoned champion, the one everyone knows, big, loud personality, dominating the headlines. And in the other corner, the underdog, the challenger, someone you might not have heard of, training and studying, waiting for their one shot. It's a classic story, right? David versus Goliath. Less slingshot, more policy debates. Town halls, which can feel just as brutal. This isn't just a single debate or a forgotten town hall. This is one of those rare moments where the script gets flipped. The person everyone expected to steamroll the conversation suddenly on the back foot, completely unprepared. Not just winning a point, shifting the entire narrative. The kind of exchange political junkies dream of, a single well-placed question or a perfectly timed rebuttal, changes the dynamic of the room and, for a moment, the country. Get comfortable. We're about to break down a political masterclass. So, picture the scene. It's a town hall. The lights are bright. The cameras are rolling. Donald Trump is in his element, holding court, fielding questions from the audience. This is his stage. He's used to controlling the narrative, setting the tone, being the star of the show. He calls on a man in the audience, Zohran Mamdani. The question seems straightforward, almost academic. It's about the Muslim ban. The tension in the room is palpable. Mamdani begins, calm and measured. He lays out his premise and implications. Trump listens with dismissiveness. Another critic, another person to brush aside. But then something shifts. Mamdani is building a case, brick by brick, calm, methodical, leading Trump down a path he hasn't noticed. The audience leans in. The room tightens. You can feel the change. Mamdani gets to the heart of it. He asks, point blank, how the ban has made America safer. Trump responds, thrown off, rambling, unfocused. He deflects, widening the scope to global chaos. Mamdani listens, waits for the pause. He takes a breath. He delivers the line, precise, calm. That ban has not made us any safer. It has made us more fearful. Mic drop moment. But he isn't done. Now, the Mic-Drop Zinger was the emotional climax, the thing everyone remembers. But what gave it so much power was what came just before it. It wasn't just an emotional outburst. It was built on a foundation of a sharp, factual rebuttal. Mamdani moved from concerned citizen to skilled debater. He directly challenged the logic and the claimed effectiveness of Trump's policy. Let's rewind. Before the disgrace line, Mamdani asked about the efficacy of the travel ban.
My question for you, sir, is a simple one. We are a nation of immigrants. How has the Muslim ban made us any safer?
Classic policy call-out, not "why did you do this?" which invites a speech. How does this work? Which demands evidence. Trump's response was all over the place. He didn't offer statistics. He didn't cite intelligence reports. He didn't provide concrete evidence.
The world is a mess.
That zoom out is a common deflection. Mamdani saw it for what it was. He refused to debate whether the world was a mess. He stayed laser-focused on the policy and its stated purpose. One executive order. That forced Trump to provide evidence or appear to have none. This moment didn't just happen in a vacuum. It wasn't a random citizen getting lucky with a good question. The power of this exchange was the culmination of something much bigger. A seed planted and nurtured at the grassroots level. This wasn't just Zohran Mamdani versus Donald Trump. It was a community's voice, channeled through one man, speaking to the highest office in the land. And that community had been organizing. The real story here is about the groundwork. Before this town hall ever happened, Aftab Mamdani, Shiraz's son, a Wisconsin state representative, had been actively organizing against the administration's policies, including the travel ban. Every debate, every political confrontation, has a turning point. It's that precise moment when the magnetic poles of the conversation flip. One person, confidently in control, suddenly finds themselves responding, defending, reacting. The other, on the offensive, solidifies their position and dictates the terms. In the Mamdani-Trump exchange, this turnaround was as clear as a bell. The question ceased to be about policy and became about Mamdani's humanity. Initially, Trump held all the cards. His event, his supporters, his microphone. He granted the privilege of a question. At first, he was relaxed, ready to swat it away. Broadcast mode, pre-packaged lines. The first sign of the turn was a fumbling response. No evidence on the effectiveness. A pivot to a vague, defensive zoom-out. The first crack in the armor. He wasn't leading anymore. He was trying to escape it. A strong position answers. A weak one changes the subject. The audience felt the shift. Then came the full flip. My son, Aftab Mamdani, is a state representative for Wisconsin. Suddenly, this wasn't a random face. It carried institutional legitimacy. Not just emotional, strategic repositioning. It disarmed the outsider frame completely. He is an American citizen. He is a badger. And he can't see his grandparents. The narrative left policy stats and entered family. Basic human decency. From that point on, the questioner prosecuted. The president reacted. In the modern political age, a debate isn't just one in the room, it's one on the internet. A 3-hour town hall can be forgotten by morning, but a 30-second clip can live forever. The exchange was tailor-made. Drama. A clear hero, a clear villain, a killer punchline. A short, shareable moment broke the prevailing narrative. The viral cut wasn't the whole exchange. It was the condensed, high-impact version.
Setup, conflict, climax. That, sir, is a disgrace. Resolution, stunned silence.
It spread like wildfire. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Why? It was emotionally resonant. You didn't need the policy's details. You felt a father defending his family, and power left speechless. For years, deflect any question, bulldoze critics, Teflon Don. This was the counter-narrative. Every share, every retweet, every comment, each one a crack in that armor. It became an instruction manual for challenging power, not shouting or insults, calm moral clarity. The administration couldn't spin it away. The video spoke for itself. Millions saw hesitation and no snappy comeback. The narrative was no longer his to command. One moment dominated feeds, ripples that broke the myth of constant control. Even the most powerful can be stopped by the dignified truth of a father's love. So, what's the takeaway from this incredible moment? It's more than one man getting the better of a president. It's a lesson in communication, strategy, and courage. Zohran Mamdani didn't just walk in with a question. He walked in with a plan. He used facts to dismantle policy, his family's story to connect on a human level, and the foundation of grassroots organizing to give his words weight. You don't need a massive platform to make a massive impact. You need the right approach. The most effective weapon isn't always the loudest voice. Sometimes it's the clearest. He never let it devolve into shouting. He kept composure, stayed on message, and spoke with quiet dignity. A personal grievance became a universal principle. Real-world consequences made undeniable. In the end, it's a story of empowerment. A single voice, armed with truth and a well-told story, can echo far beyond one room. Every citizen can hold power accountable, not just on election day, every day, in every interaction. No matter how big the stage, a moment of genuine human connection can break through and leave a mark. And that, sir, is anything but a disgrace.